Imagine for a moment you wake up, stretch your arms, go about your daily routine. But today is different, because today, though you don't know it yet, will be your last. No warnings, no second chances, just the final page of your story. See, the problem isn't that death surprises us. The problem is that we live as if it won't. We postpone love, delay obedience, and assume there will always be more time. But what if I told you that the key to a truly fulfilling life isn't found in what you plan for tomorrow, but in how you live today? Stay with me, because by the end of this message, you'll walk away knowing how to live with no regrets, no fear, and no unfinished business. The truth is, none of us know when our time will come. We make plans for next year, next month, even tomorrow, assuming time is guaranteed. But Scripture reminds us that life is like a vapor, here today and gone tomorrow. Instead of fearing the unknown, we should use every single day as an opportunity to honor God, love others, and fulfill our calling. If today were your last, what would you regret the most? Would it be the words left unsaid, the time wasted on trivial things, or the opportunities ignored? Living each day like it's your last means making peace with your past, fully embracing your present, and preparing for eternity. Life is a gift, yet it comes without a guarantee of how long we get to enjoy it. We often live as though we have unlimited time, making plans for next month, next year, and even decades ahead. But the reality is that none of us know when our time on this earth will end. We assume we have tomorrow, but tomorrow is never promised. The unpredictability of life is not meant to paralyze us with fear, but to awaken us to the urgency of living each day with intention and purpose. So many people live their lives trapped in a cycle of waiting. Waiting for the perfect circumstances, waiting for the right moment, waiting for a sign that it's time to act. But life is not a dress rehearsal. We don't get another chance to relive today. Every morning when we wake up, we are given a brand new opportunity to do something meaningful, something that will matter not only for this life, but for eternity. And yet, so many people waste these moments, caught up in distractions, worries, and trivial pursuits that ultimately hold no lasting value. We often hesitate to take action because we believe there will always be another day, another chance, another opportunity. But if today were our last, what would truly matter? Would we regret the time spent worrying about what others thought of us? Would we regret the years spent chasing temporary success while neglecting eternal significance? Would we wish we had done more to love, to give, to serve? These are the questions we must ask ourselves now while we still have time to make a change. God calls us to love one another deeply, to forgive as we have been forgiven, and to cherish the relationships He has placed in our lives. If today were our last, would we have lived out that calling? Would we leave behind a legacy of love? Or would people remember us for the time we didn't give, the words we didn't say, and the distance we allowed to grow? The good news is we have today. We have this moment to choose love, to mend what is broken, and to let the people in our lives know just how much they mean to us. Because in the end, it is not what we have accomplished, but how we have loved that will matter most. Life is filled with moments, some small and seemingly insignificant, others life-changing and unforgettable. Yet in our rush to get to the next thing, we often miss the beauty of the present. We say, I'll be happy when I get that job, or I'll start living when things settle down. But in doing so, we delay joy, purpose, and impact. The reality is, we don't have forever. Time is moving forward, and every moment we waste is a moment we can never get back. If today were our last, would we be able to say we truly lived? Or would we look back and wonder where all the time went? Many people live as if they have an unlimited supply of days, but the truth is, we don't get to choose when our time is up. That's why we must be intentional with every moment we have. Imagine if we approached each day with a mindset that it was our last. How would we treat the people around us? How would we use our time? What words would we speak? Would we still hold on to bitterness and grudges? Or would we would we keep waiting for someday? Or would we finally take action on the things God has called us to do? One day our time here will come to an end, and when it does, we won't regret the things we tried, we'll regret the things we never did. We won't wish we had played it safer or stayed in our comfort zones longer. We'll wish we had loved more, given more, and lived with greater faith. But the good news is, we still have today, we still have this moment to make a difference, to embrace life fully, and to leave a legacy that will last far beyond our time on this earth. Many people chase after personal success, believing that wealth, fame, and status will make their lives meaningful. But in the end, these things fade. What truly lasts is the impact we have on people. Think about the people who have influenced your life the most. Chances are it wasn't because of their possessions or achievements, but because of the way they loved, encouraged, and inspired you. The same is true for us. Our legacy is not built on what we accumulate, but on how we serve, how we love, and how we honor God with our lives. Life is a precious, fleeting gift, and none of us know how many days we have left. Every moment is an opportunity to live with purpose, to love deeply, and to make an impact that will outlast our time on this earth. If we truly embraced the reality that today could be our last, we would stop waiting for the right time and start living fully in the present. We would cherish relationships, eliminate regrets, and focus on what truly matters: faith, our love, and the legacy we leave behind. So let us not wait for tomorrow. Let us live today as if it were our last, not in fear, but with gratitude, passion, and unwavering faith. Because when we live each day with eternity in mind, we will have no regrets when our final day comes. Instead, we will step into eternity knowing that we lived fully, loved deeply, and left behind a legacy that truly matters. When our time on this earth is over, what will we leave behind? What impact will we have made? Life is not just about what we achieve for ourselves, but about the difference we make in the lives of others. We all leave a legacy, whether we realize it or not. The question is, will it be a legacy of love, faith, and purpose, or will it be one of regret, selfishness, and missed opportunities? Every action, every word, and every choice we make contributes to the story we leave behind. If today were our last, how would we be remembered? Many people chase after personal success, believing that wealth, fame, and status will make their lives meaningful. But in the end, these things fade. What truly lasts is the impact we have on people. Think about the people who have influenced your life the most. Chances are it wasn't because of their possessions or achievements, but because of the way they loved, encouraged, and inspired you. The same is true for us. Our legacy is not built on what we accumulate, but on how we serve, how we love, and how we honor God with our lives. A lasting legacy isn't about perfection, it's about faithfulness. It's about consistently choosing to walk in obedience to God, even in the small things. It's about speaking words of encouragement, lifting others up, and living in such a way that our lives point people to Christ. It's about investing in relationships, teaching the next generation, and making sure that when people think of us, they are reminded of God's goodness, grace, and love. Many people assume they have time to build their legacy later. They think, one day, I'll focus on what really matters. But the truth is, our legacy is built in the daily choices we make. It's in the way we treat our families, how we respond to challenges, how we use our time, and whether we choose to live with integrity and purpose. If we wait until later to start living intentionally, we may find that later never comes. The opportunity to make an impact is now. When we live with eternity in mind, we realize that our time here is brief, but the ripple effect of our lives can last for generations. We may not always see the full impact of our words and actions, but God uses everything for a greater purpose. A single act of kindness, a moment of encouragement, or a step of faith can change someone's life forever. That is what matters. That is what lasts. And when our time is up, may we leave behind a legacy that reflects a life well lived. A life that honored God, loved deeply, and made a difference in the world. Life is a precious, fleeting gift, and none of us know how many days we have left. Every moment is an opportunity to live with purpose, to love deeply, and to make an impact that will outlast our time on this earth. If we truly embrace the reality that today could be our last, we would stop waiting for the right time and start living fully in the present. We would cherish relationships, eliminate regrets, and focus on what truly matters: our faith, our love, and the legacy we leave behind. The question is, how will we choose to live? Will we waste our days on things that don't matter, or will we embrace each moment as a gift from God? Will we leave behind a legacy of faith, kindness, and purpose, or will we look back with regret over the things we never did? The choice is ours, but one thing is certain: when our time here is over, we won't wish we had played it safer, worked harder, or accumulated more. We will wish we had loved more, served more, and lived with greater faith. So let us not wait for tomorrow. Let us live today as if it were our last. Not in fear, but with gratitude, passion, and unwavering faith. Because when we live each day with eternity in mind, we will have no regrets when our final day comes. Instead, we will step into eternity, loved deeply, and left behind a legacy that truly matters.